While a lot of industry observers are skeptical about Oracle's hardware business, there is one analyst who is bullish and even convinced Oracle's new Exadata product will enable the company to inflict pain on HP and IBM. Mark Murphy is managing director and senior research analyst at Piper Jaffray. He knows code, having written applications in programming languages like BASIC and Pascal, and he's a Bloomberg Best guest as well. Mark, thanks so much for joining us. So,
thanks for having me.
What's your reaction to these numbers, and are you concerned about the hardware issues?
Well, it's true, Emily. Oracle is inflicting a great amount of pain on a variety of large IT vendors, from Hewlett-Packard to Dell to IBM to SAP, really a broad array and a new array of vendors. Keep in perspective, they exceeded the top line and the bottom line in this quarter, and they're guiding above for both of those metrics for Q1. So again, we will have to raise our forecasts as we believe the street will be doing. It is true within that. There's always a wrinkle in the results, and if you look at the European, specifically hardware revenue results, those were shy of where they should have been. We're not overly worried about it because we think it's a discontinuation of their resales of third-party products, and we think you're going to see that come around.
Now, I want to take a look at the personalities at the top, the troika of Larry Ellison, Safra Catz, and Mark Hurd. Safra recently took over the role of CFO. Hurd has really been the one in charge of the Sun acquisition. How do you think they're all working together, and are they steering the ship the right way?
Well, I think that Larry is the brains behind the engineering operation at Oracle, and they have truly out-engineered all of their competitors with this new Exadata product. I think Safra is the guts and the brawn at that firm. I'd say don't ever mess with Safra on anything. And I think Mark Hurd is going to be phenomenal in terms of sales operations. So this is really a dream team that Oracle has constructed.
Oracle has, though, on the last several years, gone on a $40 billion acquisition spree. I want to bring in our editor-at-large, Cory Johnson, who's been taking a look at how Oracle has been integrating these acquisitions. Cory?
Yeah, I mean, this was certainly a disappointment, Mark. I mean, it doesn't sound like, it sounds like you're saying hardware is great, but last quarter they said hardware was going to be up quite a bit. It was down quite a bit in terms of hardware sales. You mentioned Europe. What happened?
Well, Cory, obviously we're all reading the same newspapers and headlines. You've got it's a bad macroeconomic situation in Europe, probably in particular based upon the debt crisis and a lack of funding. Really, the government and public sector is going to be difficult. So we think you're going to see those types of holes here and there in the business. They also mentioned on the conference call that NetApp recently acquired a company, Ingenio. That was one of the products that Oracle had been reselling. That happened in the middle of the quarter, and that probably also threw a wrinkle in the results. Again, keep in mind the bigger picture. The software business was extraordinarily strong this quarter, and the aggregate results were quite strong, and the guidance is moving higher.
Now, you were kind enough to come in early and listen to the call while you were here in the Bloomberg offices. What was the call like? What was the tone of the call?
The tone of the call, Cory, I think was fairly consistent with what we have heard out of Oracle in the course of the past 1 to 2 years. It's share gains, it's out-engineering their competitors, and it's a tremendous growth rate around this Exadata product, which is, means good things for the hardware business down the line, although it'll take a while for it to kind of grow into that scale. But it's share gains, it's numbers moving higher, and it's out-executing the competitors.
There's been a lot of talk about who's emerging as Larry Ellison's number 2. Do you think it's Mark or Safra?
Well, I don't know if I want to weigh in on that, but I suppose you're going to make me do that.
You don't have to say anything you don't want to say, but it is a question that's being asked.
I think either of those individuals is fully capable of steering the ship. What they say internally at Oracle is that Larry goes out in a box, so he's going to be there. Larry's going to be there for a long time. I don't think we're going to have to think about this, for a long time. But when push comes to shove, I would say again, you don't want to get in Safra's way.
All right, Mark Murphy, Piper Jaffray analyst. Great to have your thoughts there on Oracle.